Good day, class. So this is the continuation of our food and beverage discussion. So today we'll be talking about element 1.7, which is the presentation of account to the guest. Element 1.8, how to provide departure services. And element 1.9, to conduct shutdown activities. Moving on, element 1.7, present account to the guest. First, the first thing you have to do is to compile guest account ready for presentation. So whenever you have managed the account, so that means you have the table number, if that is table 1, okay, you have the following orders that they have asked for. Let's say they ordered for the steak, they ordered for chicken parmigiana, they ordered for appetizer, they ordered for sushi. So everything should be written there. And of course, you must be able to follow a procedure. The procedure is basically based on the company or the rules of the company. Let's say the basic information that you should put there in a receipt is, as what I've told you earlier, is a table number, the food that they have ordered, and along with that are the corresponding prices. Okay, and of course, not only that, that should also be followed with the drinks that they have asked for. If they do order for the wines, if they ask for a beer, so everything has to be printed nicely to their account. Next, and of course, the third bullet, whenever you are very accurate in preparing the guest accounts and everything is nice in order, that will add up into a customer service. That will optimize customer service. Okay, now number 2, prepare customer accounts. How are you going to prepare a customer account? General procedure for processing accounts is to create account and to update account. So whenever you're creating accounts, is a basic information, like I've said earlier, the names and what they have asked for. Okay, and then at the end of the meal, the waiter must be able to give the bill and let the guest sign for it. Okay, they're going to sign for it. If that is a credit card, they are going to sign for it. If that is a cash, normally they just have to give the cash and they are good to go. Later on, we'll be discussing more about it. And whenever you are in charge with the cashier, we have what we call posting charges. We have the debit posting and the credit posting. So this is very straightforward. Once you say debit, it is normally coming from the ATM or ATM card of the guest. Okay, in which debit automatically the price of what they have eaten. Let's say they ate $100 for their lunch, so automatically that is going to be deducted. Okay, if they're using the ATM. And now for the credit posting, on the other hand is being used by the credit cards. There is a little different, in which the credit, the amount of the food that they have eaten will be added to the credit on their account. So it's being added. Okay, and of course the staff must be able to adhere with the following: follow instructions, review dockets or the bill jacket. Make sure you're giving it to the right table number. If table 3 has billed out, check if that really belongs to that table. Check the food. If they have ordered for 4 courses, make sure you have 4 courses. If they ordered for 2 beers and 2 wines, make sure you have 2 beers and 2 wines. So those are the things that you have to check. Ensure that the account belongs to that particular table. Okay, update the account if they have asked for any more additional orders like desserts, like coffee. So make sure before you bill out, make sure you're gonna have to check to the person serving that table, like asking, like, John, it's table 3, do they are asking for the bill, do they order for additional food or drinks? If John says that no, they're good, then you're good to go. So the process of talking to each other and coordinating to each other is very important. Now, produce customer account and present payment. So this is very straightforward. We have eaten in a fast food, we have eaten in a restaurant, so basically the same approach. So cash register, be able to give that in a timely manner. If they do ask for it, that's the time that you're going to give the bill to them. Do not rush them. Even if the restaurant is already closing, you're not supposed to give the bill to them, okay, because the guests will think that you are hurrying them. So never ever do that. Register display. The display talks about the information that you need to have on that particular cash register. Account folders. Review accounts. Once again, you must be able to review what is written on the account, if that is appropriate to present the account. Be able to leave the bill jacket, present it to them, and then you move away. Give them a time to put the money, to put the ATM card, and then once they get their attention, once they close the bill jacket, that is the time for you to take their payment. Okay, now accept payment for account. Settlement is priority. So settlement is priority, meaning to say whenever you're busy cleaning the plates, whenever you're busy or serving drinks or serving food, your first priority is the settlement or the bills of the guests. Why? It is mainly because you are dealing with money. If somebody stands out in that particular table and you're handling that table without the guest paying for what they have eaten, you're gonna be held responsible. It happened to me before when I was in Dubai. I was so busy and the guest was trying to catch my attention, and for some reason I turned my back and somebody called me for a glass of water. When I got back to them, they are already gone. So once again, the bill is your priority. Keep a watchful eye. So customer query or any questions by the guest, if the guest asks for particular food, like they're surprised the price is too high, and be able to explain to them. Ensure settlement. Ensure that the amount that you have punched to the particular food is accurate and updated. Confidentiality of information. This normally happens if the guest left the piece of the credit card receipt. Okay, whenever they left a piece of paper, you're not supposed to leave it there. You're not supposed to expose that paper. Instead, you must keep that into the cashier's area. Okay, in that way you'll not be exposing the information of the guest. Pay by card. If they are paying by card, basically, as what I've told you earlier, you're going to present the bill jacket, okay, with the receipt. Okay, if they agrees to the price, they are going to sign it. Okay, so there are two papers that they're going to check: the copy of the restaurant and their personal copy. So that's how you deal with the ATM cards. Now, secure money and documentation during the trade. don't share. So we all know that. That's what I've told you, Aaron. Never ever share that information. Never leave. Okay, never leave the table. Do not leave it hanging for a long time. Do not let the customer wait for too long. Okay, lock. Next we have store large notes. Lock the money. Store large notes. These are the money that you're putting into the cash container, and arrange it regularly. That is if you are assigned in that particular cashier area. Number 4, process of payment of account. This process ensures that the correct payments are made. So once again, these are some information is what I have mentioned earlier. Cash verify the amount. Once again, be able to verify if that is the correct amount. Next, credit card. Whenever they paid for credit card or cash, normally you have to thank them. And next we have the EFTPOS, which stands for electronic funds transfer at point of sale. Okay, this EFTPOS is the process in which they normally using their card, and whatever, if they order for that particular meal, whatever's going to be deducted, that is going to be deducted from their account at the real time. Okay, so $100, they have paid for $100. So right away, if they have paid, once you punch at 2 o'clock p.m., that is automatically $100 going to be deducted from their account. Charge to their room register. Charge to their room register the sale. So normally this is being done whenever the guest is eating inside the restaurant of the hotel. It is going to be charged into their room. Next, charging house. A house account calculate change. So a house account could possibly talking about the different forms of lodging and accommodation. It can be a 1-star hotel, a restaurant in 1-star hotel. Okay. Now, next is vouchers. Vouchers give change and receipt. So how you deal with the vouchers? Let's say in a restaurant or any other establishment, they normally give a voucher. The voucher, let's say the restaurant, the Italianis, is going to give Jasmine a 1,000 voucher. Okay, that 1,000 voucher is going to be deducted to the amount. Okay, to the amount that once Jasmine used that voucher in a restaurant. Okay, if she eats 1,500 pesos and she's going to use the voucher that is amounting 1,000 pesos, 1,000 is going to be deducted from 1,500, so she will just have to pay 500. That's how you deal with the voucher. You just have to deduct the amount of the voucher from the total amount. Okay. Next, check, remove, and tendered cash. You just have to remove it and do not let it hanging for a long time. Okay, once again, electronic funds transferring at point, deduct the money, so that's the time that is going to be deducted right away. Present relevant bank card and issue receipt. So whenever you're dealing with the ATM cards, once again, be able to issue a receipt. Next, process of non-cash transaction. Paying via credit card. So manual system follows. Confirm the establishment. Check if the card is still valid. Take the imprint. Okay, these are the information that you normally check. Okay, compare the signature. So make sure if the customer signs for the receipt, the signature at the back should also be the same. So basically, these are the same information that we normally see. We swipe them, the check's going to come out, and we let them sign. So paying by the voucher. So I have already talked about the voucher. Next, paying by personal check. If the establishment is letting a personal check, like a personal check, that can be accepted. Okay, paying for traveler's check. Okay, well, this is basically depending on the restaurant. If they are accepting a check on their establishment, they be able to do it so. But do not accept any payment in form of check, okay, if your restaurant is not accepting it. So make sure that you know the process of accepting the personal checks. Next, foreign currency. So foreign currency, whenever an American guest eats in one of the Filipino restaurants, so you must be able to convert. You must be able to convert that into their money. Let's say they have eaten for 5,000, or let's say 5,000 pesos, and that should be converted into dollars. Be able to compute that and show it to them. If they approve, and that's the time that you are going to deduct it. Next, the process of gratuities, service appreciation, individual, and all tips. So gratuity is an extra or automatic. This is what we call the automatic tipping that goes to the different employees of the restaurant. Okay, that can go to the waiters, that can go to the dishwashers, that can go to the kitchen staff. So that is the gratuities. Normally, it's already included when the guest has billed out. Next, issue change of the receipt. So once again, be able to issue the receipts. So charge correctly, make sure it's charged correctly. Explain whatever is written in the receipt. Whenever they are asking for a clarification, be able to explain that to them. So that's a summary of 1.7, compiling of guest account, how to present the guest account, accept the payment for account, and a process payment of account. Now, moving on to element 1.8, provide departure services. So departure services are the extra services, okay, once the guest has already finished their meal. Okay, it can be any forms of extra services. Ensure that customer safety. How? By providing assistance to customer leaving the table. What are the things to remember? If they do have a takeaway order, make sure that you're going to give it to them. And so we all know by now, we have to thank them right after they finish their meal. Valuable things like some cell phones, sunglasses, reading glasses, or anything that they may leave. So you must be able to check that under the table, check that on the sides, and be able to give it to them if in case they left any valuable items, and escort them going outside the door. So these are the different kinds of services that we provide to the guest. Types of end services assistance are the following. We have transport for the guest, or transportation for the guest. It could be here in the Philippines. It can be a Grab. Okay, if they do need a car, you must be able to do that for them. You ask them, "Ma'am, sir, do you need a transportation going back to the hotel?" If they say yes, then be able to do that for them. And of course, accompany them. especially those guests who have a disability. Make sure you're going to push the wheelchair all the way straight to their cars, just to make sure that they are going to leave the restaurant nice and safe. So what we have here, prioritize their safety first. Safety is always the priority. Farewell guest, courteous and farewell. We all know that we always have to respect them. Thank farewell, so gives a last impression, last thing to be remembered. If you are very entertaining, very warm and friendly from the start towards the end of the service, then the guests will really remember that. So some establishment requires staff to walk at the entrance. So in the cruise ships that I have worked for, we normally walk the guest. We extend our arm, and the guest will cling on the waiter's arm towards to their table. And most of the elders, the single elders, really love it. They feel important. They feel like they're VIP every time that they are being escorted going to their tables. So hold the door whenever they're going in or going out. Make sure you're going to assist them. Do not let them walk out without having to assist them. Thank them once again and give them a good farewell. So be able, this the standard practice. At daytime, of course, you greet them good day. My name is Oscar. I'll be your waiter for this afternoon. Okay? Or good night. Good night. Thank you very much for coming. I'll hope to see you again next time. So these are the things that you normally say to them. So smile, wave, and thank them. Sorry. So once again, this is all about the extra service and the departure services. Element 1.9, conduct shutdown activities. So what are the things that you should check whenever the restaurant is about to close? So these are the following, or what are the things that you have to do? Store and preparing equipment. Items must be clean. Items must be sanitized and stored properly. So what are these? This can be the blenders. This can be the machines. Okay, this can be the equipment being used by the kitchen staff, in which here in the restaurant department, waiters are also responsible in their own waiter station. You must be able that you have a clean set of cutleries, such as clean forks, clean spoons, knives, salt and peppers are wiped, okay, and the plates are nice and clean. So those are the things that you should check regularly in a timely manner. So equipments and other items that may require such attention include service areas. In the service areas, you must be able to check the coffee machine. You must be able to wipe that nicely, like every other service. Tea making facilities, bain-marie. Bain-marie is where you put the food, okay, to make it nice and warm every time. You should also check the toasters. Make sure they are free of crumbs. You're not supposed to leave it there with the sediments of crumbs, because that will attract the pest. Menus and wine lists, once again, be able to sanitize them. Okay, so it will be free from any germs or viruses. Condiments like ketchup, like salt and pepper, like A1 sauce, mustard, mayonnaise, make sure they are nice and refill. So never ever under any circumstances you are going to place the condiments half empty or 1/4 empty, because that is very unethical. Cutleries, knives, forks, and the spoon, make sure they are being checked. the silver, make sure that there are no discoloration. The silver is not turning into the color of copper. So if that happens, we have a silver dip, in which that silver dip brings back the color of the fork into a shiny stainless steel look. Cookery or crockery, such as the plates, glassware, we're gonna have to make sure that the glasses are in a proper position. Okay, and the linen pertains to the tablecloth. Make sure you're going to separate the stained tablecloth with the good ones, so the ones who's in charge of the laundry department can easily identify which are the good linen. So kitchen food display, so this is something that we are not really exposed to, but bars, promotional displays like cigarette machines, vendor machines, so you're gonna have to make sure that these equipments are always in good condition before you close the area. Front of the house, external lights not required. Music, so any electrical equipments is what you have to check and make sure that they are always in good condition. Remove used linen for laundering. Number 2, pay attention in handling. So like what I've told you, the linen or the tablecloth, the process, the proper way of doing it is to separate the tablecloth to the table napkins. You're not supposed to mix them. Next, collect or sort count linen. So whenever you're finished in removing the dirty linens, you are going to collect it, place it in a linen bag, sort them. Like I said earlier, sort the table napkins from the tablecloth. Check them for any damages. Count them to make sure that you always have enough stock for the following services. Okay, should be separated from the stained ones and the cleaned ones, damaged ones, and the ones with a good condition. And of course, that should be forwarded to the laundry department. So what are the things that you have to store and stock and replenish? Okay, once again, you have to replenish the condiments, which I have told you earlier. You're gonna have to make sure that you have enough stock of table napkins and tablecloths for the following day for the service. Restocking of the meat, restocking of the drinks, and store them accordingly. Okay, replenishing items, as what I've told you earlier, you're gonna have to make sure that you have enough stock of the cutleries, crockery, and glassware, linen, salt, and pepper. So basically, all of those is what I have mentioned. Toothpicks, you must be able to make sure that you have enough. Take away containers for those guests who would like to have their food taken away. Items reorders, common items that need to be ordered include but are certainly not limited. So these are the things that once again you must be able to check. Food and beverage items, you need to make sure that we have enough. Once again, condiments, so this is just being repeated with the first one. Now, moving on to disposal of waste. How are you going to do that? This is being done in a regular basis. Okay, the bottom line of this, the reason why you have this colored bins is all of those are being tagged with a particular material of waste. Let's say you must be able to separate the food waste. Okay, you must be able to separate glass to glass, paper to paper, plastic to plastic, tins to tins, and so on and so forth. under any circumstances, you're not supposed to mix up, especially if you go out, if you go abroad, and in cruise ships as well. I think I've already mentioned, any piece of paper that is being mixed with the food waste is going to be penalized with a huge amount of money. So be able to set your mind as early as of now that whenever you are working, your mentality is to separate the garbage from its source. So never ever mix the garbages. Okay, disposing of cleaning chemicals. Okay, whenever you're dealing with the chemicals like some Virox or the cleaning agents, make sure there is a proper container for that in which you can pour the chemicals. Make sure the chemicals are dated, and discontinue using the product if they are already expired. Now, number 5, clear and clean service and service items. Steps: maintain the cleanliness, control pests and vermin. So whenever you are maintaining in a restaurant, we are not only in charge in placing food, but most importantly, we need to make sure that the everything is nice and clean, and that is basically talking about the cleaning from top to bottom, cleaning of the ceiling, cleaning of walls, and down to the floors, and any other open areas like food store. Okay, and follow smoking rules. That is very straightforward. You're not supposed to let the guests sit in a non-smoking area if they are smoking. Cleaning glasswares and in crockery again. So basically, I have mentioned this. So here, this is basically talking about the proper temperature in which you are going to wash the glasses is 70 Celsius. So the machine will tell you the temperature. If that is 70, then that is good to go. If that is not up to the proper temperature, then you must be able to report that. Crockery and cutlery. So scraping the plates, this is the process of cleaning. So basically, but the point here is to be able to make all the equipments nice and clean. Sanitize them. Okay, there's quite a few slides left, but basically it keeps on saying the same thing. Now, clean service area, ensure that it's tidy. It's tidy and hygienic. Clear and clean. Once again, areas need to be clean and or cleared or dismantled. Some of those areas may include. So what are the areas that needs to be cleaned? Around the coffee machine, you will be able to clean that. Stripping tables, okay, because there's some particles that can fall on the floor. You must be able to take note of that. Waiter stations, where you put your cutleries, you must be able to clean that. Linen locker, where you store your table napkins and tablecloths. So kitchen, that's very straightforward. You must be able to clean that. Restroom facilities, furnitures, fixtures and fittings such as the doorknobs, windows and doors, all floor area. So basically, everything that you see is what you have to clean as well inside the restaurant premises. Okay, 5 more slides. Dismantling items. Espresso machines or the coffee machines is what you have to dismantle and clean. So basically this is basically talking about the clean procedure. You're gonna have to make sure that whenever you're cleaning the equipment, it should be left neat, tidy. You must be able to check. Okay, you must be able to clean it and to sanitize it with a proper chemical. Okay, just pointing out the important informations. So setting up the function. So rearrange whenever there's a function. Be able to arrange the furniture, set covers, buffet equipment, stock food and beverage when it becomes necessary. So basically everything is straightforward. We're gonna jump to the enterprise procedure and the requirements. Some common requirements include ensuring safety, preserving food safety, security during the setup, follow the sequence, communicate, and complete documentation. So this is something that I have mentioned before, so we're not gonna go over that. Conduct session debriefing. So whenever you are having a briefing, normally you are going to evaluate the previous service, evaluating the service sessions of the food and beverage staff. So from the previous weeks, the supervisor is going to look on the performance of the waiters. If there's no issue of any kind, okay, the supervisor will tell you just keep whatever you are doing, keep up the good job. But if for some reasons one of the waiters got a complaint because of slow service, because of a special order, a special diet that's not being delivered properly, that is the time that you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about that into the briefing, and with that, the supervisor is going to coach you on how you're going to deal with that problem. So that is being done in a debriefing session. To supervisors conduct the briefing, that's what I've told you, to congratulate staff for a job well done, highlight and lead discussion, so provide feedback. So these are the things that's being done by a supervisor. Encourage staff to do your job properly and to exert more effort. Present issues and details of what I've told you if there's any issue that's being talked about, and thank the staff to motivate them. Okay, now providing handovers. In providing handovers, whenever you're ready, finished with the shift, and the other waiters are going to come in, make sure you're going to do a complete handover. Let's say you're going to say, Juan, please take care of my station. Okay, table 1 and 2 are already finished. However, table 3, they are not finished yet, and I haven't given them the bill yet. So that's how you endorse your station. Next, pre-handover checks. Department in good order. Available stock has been put away. Department handles cash of payments. So sharing relevant information. Status of the customer orders. What is the status of customer? This is the process of endorsing, the process of handing over the status. Like say, as what I've told you, the guest ready finished with the main course. The next would be the dessert. Or the other table, the guest just having the appetizer. Please keep an eye. Another information that you can say is that table 101 is having a gluten-free diet. Please take note of it. So those are the information. Availability of the supplies, changes in menu, if there's any, you must be able to tell that to your colleagues that's going to replace you. Customer complaints, that is very important. Once the guest has complained about a particular slow service, that should not happen again. Okay, so basically the same information. Summary. Whenever you are conducting shutdown service, you must turn off all the electrical equipments, remove the used linens. These are the tablecloths. Store and stock replenish, the replenishment of the condiments, plates, and cutleries. That should be nice and complete. Okay, however, when it comes to disposal of waste, dispose of leftover foods. So we're not gonna go over that. That's very straightforward. clear and clean the service area and the items. Steps to maintaining it clear. So I have mentioned that earlier. So thank you very much. That ends the discussion. But please stand by for the next one. Thank you very much.